We have the letters that let Apple and Google ignore the TikTok ban. More on that coming up, but first, Microsoft was rocked by more than 9,000 job cuts this week. A significant number have come from its gaming division, resulting in the closure of multiple game studios and the cancellation of numerous in-development projects at Xbox and its contracted studios. We've already learned that Microsoft has closed the studio that was developing the much-anticipated Perfect Dark reboot, and Rare's Everwild has also been sunsetted. And now, Romero Games, the studio headed up by Doom creator and veteran developer John Romero, is another major casualty of the sweeping cuts. The news was initially confirmed in a statement signed by Brenda Romero and posted on X. Last night, we learned that our publisher has canceled funding for our game, along with several other unannounced projects at other studios, it said. This was a strategic decision made at a high level within the publisher, well above our visibility or control. It went on to say that the studio was powerless to change the outcome, and that the decision was not reflective of the quality of work its team has produced. Ireland-based Romero Games is not owned by Microsoft, but it appears the company's financial support was crucial to keeping the studio alive, a fact that wasn't publicly known until the shutdown occurred. More than 6 months after TikTok was briefly banned, we still don't know exactly what its fate in the U.S. will be. But we do have new insight into the legal wrangling that has allowed Apple, Google, and other platforms to continue to support the app. If you remember, TikTok was only banned for a matter of hours shortly before President Donald Trump took office in January and delayed enforcement of the law. The app's service was promptly restored January 19, 2025, but the app didn't return to Apple and Google's app stores until February 13th. Reporting at the time suggested the companies had lingering concerns about potential liability for running afoul of the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications Act. Back in February, Axios and others reported that the Justice Department had given assurances to tech platforms that they wouldn't be penalized for violating the law. Now, we know exactly what Attorney General Pam Bondi told the companies as letters sent to Apple, Google, Amazon, Oracle, and other firms have been made public. The letters were disclosed in a Freedom of Information Act request made by Tony Tan, a software engineer and Google shareholder suing the search giant for not complying with the TikTok ban. In a letter dated January 30th, 2025, Bondi tells Apple and Google that the president has determined that an abrupt shutdown of the TikTok platform would interfere with the execution of the president's constitutional duties to take care of the national security and foreign affairs of the United States. It goes on to state that Apple and Google may continue to provide services to TikTok without incurring any legal liability. A follow-up letter dated April 5th, 2025, the day after Trump gave TikTok another 75-day reprieve, Bondi told the companies that the Department of Justice is also irrevocably relinquishing any claims the United States might have had against them for the conduct prescribed in the act during the covered period and extended covered period, with respect to TikTok and the larger family of ByteDance Limited and TikTok Inc. applications covered under the act. The law has now been paused 3 times since Trump took office. Earlier this week, he said that details about TikTok's new ownership could be made public in about 2 weeks. You can read the letters in full at Engadget.com. Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Today's show featured journalism by Engadget contributor Carissa Bell and was produced by Spoken Layer. I'm Imran Sheikh, and as always, we'll talk more tomorrow.
Spoken Layer.